What's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about debt collection lawsuits. Going to talk about one that I completed yesterday and another one that I'm going to be completing today. And I'm going to talk about some of the issues that I found in that. And that could potentially help you if you have a debt collector trying to sue you, tell you some of the things that you need to watch out for. And of course, we do have that service. Links are below this video if you ever believe that you need that service. But before I get started, I want to talk about something. There's a lot of stuff happening in our world. There's a lot of stuff happening in the United States. And I think that this is something that's just needed right now. I hate to kind of get off topic, but we kind of have to do this because it's not just about as a matter of fact, I don't even think it's really off topic, because it has, when you experience going through a debt, what a debt collector could do to you, if it's either just trying to collect it and call you, or if they're taking it all away and trying to sue you, it can affect the way that you feel. It could affect the way that you move throughout your day. It could affect the way that you relate to your friends and family. And so it all comes down to that word feeling. Like, how do you feel? And I would say that most of everything that we do on a day-to-day basis is based on how we feel. And so I think that it'll be very important for me to give this information to you, because this is what I do for myself on a daily basis, is that I remind myself that I'm in control of my feelings, and that to be very careful about allowing outside forces tell you how to feel. Now, let me give you an example. When you wake up in the morning, just follow me. When you wake up in the morning, you know, you might feel achy, you know, the older you get, you have these aches and pains and stuff like that. But really, if you just think about it, how do you determine how you feel? How do you determine from waking up in the morning, and we're talking about on a mental side, you could have aches and pains and all that. I'm talking about just on the way that you think. How do you determine how you feel? Most of the time, it's based off of how you felt the day before, what you was thinking about that night when you went to sleep, what you listened to on the radio when you, if you listen to the radio while you're getting dressed, if you listen to the radio while you're driving in the car. Feelings are determined off of what we hear, what we interact with. So something that you got to do, this is what I do for myself, is you have to, and I hate to use the word this way, but you have to manipulate your feelings. You have to, when you wake up in the morning, you have to tell yourself how you want to feel. If you don't tell yourself how you want to feel, everything that you go through and experience throughout the day is going to go into you, and you're going to be reacting that way. As a matter of fact, people have gotten so used to allowing outside forces to control how they feel, is that they don't even know that the reasons why they feel a certain way. Like, they'll be like, well, you know, why am I upset? Do I have anxiety? Why do I, you know, react this way? And it's because of what you've accepted from outside forces on the way that you should feel. For me, this is what I do. Now, I've made, just for this channel itself, almost 1,000 videos. Now, you know that there are some days that I come in and it's like, maybe I'm not feeling up to making a video. So this is what I do, is that I don't concentrate on the video itself. I concentrate on helping you. I concentrate on helping that one single individual with some information. And that information is like, I got to get this information out of my mind. And soon as I start to think that way, the juices start to flow. I start to get motivated. And what that is that I'm changing my attitude. I'm changing the way I feel from the inside, which is where we control it. And when I started understanding that, even way before I started doing YouTube, I'm talking about years ago in the 90s, when I started to understand that we control how we feel. I would get up in the morning, I would be clapping, I would look at the things that I've brought into my life. I would look at my children, my wife, where we lived, everything. Like, I appreciated all of that stuff and all of the things that I'm able to do, that I'm able to wake up and exercise, able to wake up, drink a cup of coffee. I'll appreciate everything, and it'll change the way that I feel. And I think that that's something that you might want to do, that you might want to understand that you have things in your life, regardless of what it is, you have things in your life that can change the way that you feel in a minute. And then if there's things that you're going through, maybe you're going through something with a family member, maybe there's something that you're going through with someone at work, maybe there's just things that you're going through, what you should do, and this is what I do, and this might sound a little bit crazy, is that you should see good in that individual. You should see good in that thing. Because there's always something that's good in the lesson of what we go through. And if you see it that way, regardless of how you end up accomplishing a goal or going through a tough time in your life, it's gonna either be a lesson, or it's gonna be something that you accomplish that you never thought you would be able to accomplish, and that's gonna make you feel good. And then if it's a lesson, that's gonna make you feel good, because you're gonna be like, I went through that to learn that lesson. And that'll get into what we're about to go through right now. What I'm teaching you about dealing with debt collectors, this is something that I went through myself on a personal level, where a company was coming after me for over $100,000. And I went through the processes of going with a lawyer, which did not work, just costed me money. Not to say that lawyers are not good at what they do, but specifically for dealing with debt, there has not been the type of, it's like they're few and far between that actually fight this way. A lot of them try to push people to doing bankruptcy, a lot of the lawyers, or towards settlement. It's few and far between that are actually fighting like that pushes the debt collectors to the limit on making them either do a huge settlement in your favor without having the extra fees with dealing with an attorney, or just outright dismissing the case. But I went through this, and when I was going through it, I did not understand that was going to be a lesson that I was going to be able to talk to you about. Like, I went through that years ago, and that full experience from dealing with the courts, from dealing with the attorney, from dealing with the debt collection lawyer, from dealing with all of the people that they have brought into my situation, ended up being a lesson that I'm able to help you with. So let's get right into it. With one that I went through yesterday. This one was very interesting when I went through. It is let's see who it's with the Lending Club. With the Lending Club. And one of the things that I had always saw with the lending clubs that they didn't do in this portfolio is that they would have a whole long list of all of the different either it was like foundations or banks or trusts that were included in the lending in the lending club. With this one, it wasn't. They just sent the contract, and they sent, I think, a final statement. Sent the final statement, and I'm going to be telling you what the way that we went against this one. They sent a final statement, truth in lending, the bill of sale from the portfolio that they purchased, and the certificate of loan sale, and that was it. That was all that they sent over. So now let me tell you how we prepared to help our client prepare this. So the first thing, which is they always make this mistake, is that they did not include the privacy statement. They did not include anything that gave them authorization to view this individual's private information. The next thing is that the notice by the no dunning letter, they did not include the dunning letter, which is something that is required before they even can go to court, is that they have to give that individual 30 days to dispute any part or all of the debt. And they needed to include that with their court summons. They did not include that. No documents were provided showing the assignment or transfer of alleged debt with a complete account number, or name of defendant. Or name of the defendant was not included on there. Document for 1099-C not provided. They have to include they have to make a statement if you request it. Statement that the original creditor, which would be Lending Club / Web Bank, no 1099-C was provided. If you've watched my videos in the past, these could take up to 2 years to get to you. Next thing was, which was very important, which I should have put up here as number 1, but I wanted to end it with a bang, is that statute of limitations. Can you believe that? The statute of limit, when I was looking through this whole complaint, and I saw that, I was like, this could not be right. As a matter of fact, when I was going through it, I double, triple checked. I even asked one of my employees, am I seeing this the wrong way? Their documentation shows that the debt was purchased in 2018, and the state that they're doing this collection in, the statute of limitations is 4 years. Statute of limitations is 4 years. In case you don't know how that works, if the original creditor or debt collector does not take legal action that within that time frame that the debt is past the legal statute of limitations, they have to have a new contract. They have to have gotten some type of payment to reset it, something. This individual did not do any of that, and this debt collection company purchased the debt, and I'm pretty sure from the portfolio they purchased 10. We've submitted against this debt collector before. In their portfolio, they purchased over $10 million in old debt. This particular debt was for $26,000. So $26,000. I'll show you when we get the dismissal on this one. I already know that that's going to be coming. But for $26,000, so there's, roughly 9 point something million dollars worth of people that are out there, and if they don't know their rights, that they're going to end up paying on a debt that is potentially past the legal statute of limitations to collect. So that is that one there. The next one that I want to talk about is for a debt, past credit card debt with the debt collector. $1,400 is the amount. Again, from what was submitted, we would be pressing on this, we would be pressing on this, be pressing on this, pressing on this. It is not past the legal statute of limitations to collect, but in their own documentation, they said that they submitted of service. And I'll put this in here, proof of service. Every state, this is kind of different with what they do in some states. Some states say you just have to, say that you attempted service. Some states say you have to prove service. In this state, they said that you had to prove service. They actually put a statement in here for their proof of service, but guess what? It's not even signed. It's not even an attempt. It's just blank, right? The whole sheet is blank. But they do this so they can just make it look like, okay, everything is in there. You're looking at this. Most people won't read it, and they're just like, oh, yeah, there's my name. There's the debt collector's name. It has here that you're being sued. But then right here, the proof of service statement, right here, look. I'm going to show you. Right here, look at that. Proof of service statement, not signed, not dated, not anything. Nothing was on here. Nothing was signed on here. No sheriff, no nothing. So already right there, there's another strike that we will put. Let's see what else I got on here. This debt was passed through several different debt collectors. So what we do when we see that is that we request all of this, except for you would not have proof of service would not count for every debt collector. But every debt collector that did, I'm going to get this so we can pay more attention. Every debt collector that did touch it needs to answer this. Any debt collector, I would ask this on all of them also, just in case. Maybe they got it, they couldn't collect it, they tried to sell it off to another debt collector. This here would just be for the one that is handling the account. Proof of service would be for the one that's handling the account. This would be for all parties involved, including the original creditor and the debt collectors. All you want to request that from all of them. Let's see what else here. Yeah, so this had multiple, before it got to the debt collection company that is suing right now, it went through 3 collectors. And then something else that was crazy that I saw on here that caught my attention. That's why you got to read through them. I know, it might be a little boring or whatever, but hey, when you don't have to pay, like in this case, $1,400, we don't have to pay that amount. I think going through a little bit of a lesson is worth it. Something that I caught on here was that they'll say that the debt collectors will say that they looked at the records and they're conformed. The business, the way that they conduct business is conforms to the way that the law requires for them to be able to maintain records and to be able to collect on the data, which is the clients, which is the accounts that they've purchased. Well, something that I caught right here, I don't know if they, by accident or whatever, they put in here that in the regular course of, and it was Midland Credit Management's business, the records of compilation of subsequent collection activities is made at or near the time or the act or the event by MCM as a regular practice. What they're saying is that they're trying to fool the court that the way that the debt collector maintained the records. The first debt collector, let me just get back here so we don't get confused. So this is what they're trying to say, is that the way that they maintain the records from the original creditor is proof enough that the records are, 100% accurate. Listen to us. We got them from them, but listen to us. No, you want to get the information from the original creditor, which is in this section right here, which is what we do, is that we're going to request that if they put this in here, not all debt collectors will put this in here, but when they put this in here about maintaining the records, we will always make them show proof that the records are maintained properly by making them provide the balances, all of the charges, the rewards, the interest rates, everything that pertains to that particular debt. You want to get all of that information. Now, this is what traps them, though. See, they, in a way, trap themselves by making this statement, but this is also just a trap that we always put them in when we're doing a response, is that they can't get that documentation. No original creditor is going to say, come on, Mr. Debt Collector, come in here and look at our records, and be in our accounting office, and then you get to leave, and you're not part of our company. They're not going to do that. And that's why when you read through these court summons, is that you need to pay attention to what they say, and you reverse what they say, and you make them prove what they're saying. You don't need to go into trying to figure out some other court case and introduce some different type of evidence. Go off of what they've put to come after you, flip it around and say, prove it to me, which you have a right. You're not running. You're just saying, hey, the way that you state this, number one, I never did business with you. And then number two, the way that you're stating it, that this is incomplete. Give me all the complete documentation so I can make a determination on which route I want to take with dealing with you, Mr. or Mrs. Debt Collector. All right, so let's clap, let's wake up, let's start fighting. With this debt collector, there's going to be millions of dollars more in lawsuits that's going to be drawn up. Looks like they bought that portfolio in 2018. And so they're coming after for millions of dollars. The other one looks like a credit card company, probably about 20 or 30 million dollars worth of debt that was purchased. So if you need help with court summons, the link is below my video here. We will review it, and we can, tell you your options. I can tell you, if you're facing thousands of dollars, what we charge for the service is well worth it, because if you do nothing, just think about it this way: if you do nothing, you will lose. If you do nothing, you will lose. So why not at least have a chance of fighting? And it's just part of, if you're gonna fight, part of it is gonna be where you're gonna have to get chance it, and just either do it yourself, or you're gonna have to get some help, and that's the service that we provide with my company. Links is below this video. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes Us Different, so you can see my 8-point validation process and my 2-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com to grab those reports and scores: TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, and all 3 scores. If you have debt collectors coming after you, grab my 3-pack of letters. It's free, but I do ask for a donation because it's worth it. It can save you time, money, frustration. You can stop all of this from happening if you deal with it right here. If you got this letter, the 3 letters that I give you, either the statute of limitations, where you can find out if the debt is past the legal statute of limitations to collect. In this example I just showed you, if that individual would have knew what I'm telling you in the video right now, they would have stopped it before they even had to go to court. It would have been able to stop it. But even if he didn't come to us, if he didn't find us on YouTube, he would be paying how much was it? It was 20. He would be paying $26,422.54 on a debt that is past the legal statute of limitations to collect. I'm trying to stop that from happening at the beginning. Grab my 3-pack of letters: statute of limitations of debt. If the debt is past the legal statute of limitations, look at your state. Go to my website, thecreditrepairshop.com. At the bottom, click on the blog, type in statute. You will see the statute of limitations for all 50 states. And the first column is for regular loans that are not like credit cards, and the 4th column is like credit cards or lines of credit, anything that you can pay and reuse. That's in the 4th column. If it's past the legal statute of limitations, you do not legally have to pay them anything. They can't even take you to court. This lawsuit is not even supposed to be in court. According to the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, no debt collector can take someone to court if a debt is past the legal statute of limitations to collect. That's why I know this will be, as soon as they get this response, this will be dismissed totally, and you never have to worry about this debt again. If your debt is not past legal statute of limitations to collect, grab my cease and desist collection activities letter, which will be the preface to you being able to get all of this stuff set up, because there's going to be questions that you ask the debt collector, and if they don't answer it, they will potentially just say, hey, forget this person. If we take them to court, we're going to lose. We'll just deal with all of the other people who don't know anything, and we'll just go after them. So grab that letter, and if they do decide to keep coming at you, I give you a debt validation letter, and you will use that. I repeat this over and over again because there's new people all the time coming to the channel, coming into our atmosphere, and they need help. Coming to our environment, and they need help. So thank you for your time. Please subscribe to the channel, post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.